JEM26 Static Libraries. In this module, we'll introduce the definition and use of static libraries. Previously, in the modules from 21 to 24, we learned how to define methods and use them in the same class. And this was very useful because simplified our code. Instead of having a big main function, we are able to break the code in small methods, and if our main program will need to repeat some code, we will no longer repeat the code, we'll write it once and call its various values so it will not be repeated. Now, in this module, we'll go one step further and we'll learn how to define methods in a class and use them in a different class. When you create a class, it will be, for instance, when you want to use some operations that are useful in many programs, you don't want to repeat that method in each of the programs. You want to write it once and then to be able to reuse again and again in all your programs. Such methods we already used. For instance, math package contains useful mathematical functions like min, max, random. Also, we use methods to work with a scanner. We use methods to print stuff. So already Java comes with a lot of libraries. However, we will need our own libraries. In various programs, you will need to do different operations. You will need your own libraries. Now, like in the math case, when we define a library of methods, we want to group those who have the same goal together in the same class. So we don't want to mix, let's say, processing some real numbers with some integer or characters with strings. So we want to group them logically so it will be easy for us to recognize what and when to use. So this is how we'll create libraries. We'll not have in such a class where we put utility methods for a given purpose, we'll not have main method. We'll just have method that will be useful for other classes. We'll have one guided activity that will look at operations with integer arrays. And we like to group all the methods that are for integer arrays in a single class. And from now on, we'll just use that library whenever we need to process integer arrays. We'll no longer need to write them again and again for different applications.